A recession? Darling, that doesn't need to affect your bank account. Hi, it's Dels here and welcome to Career Game Changers. So in today's video, we are going to talk about 2 recession-proof skills that will help you be successful no matter the state of the market, no matter whether you have your own job, whether you're self-employed and starting your own business, regardless of whatever you do, these 2 skills transcend industries and they're vital if you want to continue to make money in an uncertain market. If you're new to this channel, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm a lawyer and entrepreneur who is passionate about helping high achievers build successful careers and businesses on their own terms. That's very important. So if that sounds like something that's up your street, then make sure that you click the subscribe button and that you already like this video before I even get right into it. The first of these recession-proof skills is sales. Why is sales so important? I'm sure you've heard many people harp on about sales and they're always trying to sell you something. And if you work in a commission-based role or an industry where sales is so important, you might just be overhearing it. But I'm going to explain it in a way that you've probably never really heard about. And the point is that regardless of whatever economic phase that we're in, whether it was 200, 500 years ago, or even right now in the present day, there's always an exchange of something between individuals. And people are always going to be starting businesses, offering services. And a skill that's relevant all across the board is the ability to be able to sell and offer your services to people in a way that feels natural, not slimy, and actually makes the other party feel good. And I think that a lot of us have reservations about sales because you might be an introvert and you just don't really want to deal with talking to strangers, and maybe perhaps your industry doesn't really require much obvious sales, but I'm going to show to you that sales is relevant in any industry. So let's talk about law, for example. It's not immediately obvious that you will be selling your services as a lawyer. Like, I'm a lawyer and this is an industry that I know very well. Certain lawyers are very comfortable with just picking out their contracts and just reading it and doing the job that they're told. But what happens in an economy that is stagnant or that is distressed is that many of these lawyers are losing their jobs and they feel like all they have to offer is the ability to be able to evaluate contracts or whatever. That is not true. What you have as a lawyer, what you have as a writer, what you have as an economist is the ability to be able to recognize your own value, the services that you're engaged to provide, and be able to sell that. Again, let's go back to the lawyer example. You're working, doing your contracts every day, blah, blah, blah. You're just doing the work and yeah, great. This Bob gets the job done, right? But you're never going to be able to progress through that company if you're not able to sell yourself to the people that work in that company. So your partners and even your external clients. This is even more important in an economy where your job might be at risk, because let's just say that this lawyer gets let go of from that company. If that lawyer thinks that all he or she has to offer is the ability to analyze contracts or whatever, it means that they're probably only going to be looking for jobs in that particular industry. However, if you recognize that your ability to review contracts and do lawyering is just one of the skills that you have, but you are your own business, you are your own major asset, then you're able to look across the pond at lots of different opportunities and say, okay, well, there is a bank. I have this skill that I've gained over the course of X amount of years. I can go and sell myself to those companies as someone who can bring value to that company. If you think about it, being able to sell, whether it's yourself or a service or anything, is an incredible asset because it allows you to trade value in exchange for money. And if you're able to do this, then you will never struggle no matter what market we're in. I'm gonna give you guys another example before I dive into the next one. This is so relevant for many people right now that perhaps have been followed and they have a lot of hours in their week that they're probably not doing anything. You could choose to either feel sorry for yourself and desperately applying for jobs, or you can think, okay, I'm going to spend some time to nurture the skill that Dels was talking about, which is sales, and watch some examples, learn how to sell, and then see if I can offer my services to a company as a salesperson. There are so many companies that hire commission-only people. You can think of real estate, you can think of like software as a service. There's so many of those types of companies that are still recruiting right now, even in the middle of a recession. So if you're able to sell, you will always have a job, and that is a guarantee. This leads me on to the next recession-proof skill, which is the ability to network. Again, this is very, very synonymous with sales, but you're not always going to have to sell things to people, right? The reason why networking is important is because it allows opportunities to come to you rather than you always like trying to hunt them down. So whether it's hunting for new clients or hunting for a new job, whatever it is, being able to network naturally and build relationships will continue to serve you over time. I know that for me, I struggled again with this when I was younger because I was very shy, very introverted, and I always was like a very by the book person. If I was looking to get a job, for me, that would mean like sitting in front of the computer and going on the internet and applying and hoping that someone would notice me. But what is more relevant and what was more important was actually putting myself out there in many ways than one. Being switched on, being able to network allowed those opportunities that I was looking for to come to me. So once I learned the value of networking, what did I do instead? I decided to put myself out there a lot more, regardless of whatever social situation I was in. I really pushed myself to kind of get to know people, get to know what they did, see if there was any alignment with the type of work that they did and what I was skilled at and what I could do. And that way, when I did that in the last recession, I was able to land my first proper job outside of university with one of the big 4 consulting firms just by talking to someone while I was cooking jollof at a house party, which like every time I tell the story, people are like, what the hell? Yeah, I was able to network as the girl who's normally in the corner of a party. I pushed myself and I really made sure that I engaged with people. And it turns out that one of the people I was speaking to was a recruiter and he had a job opening at, again, one of the big 4 firms. I'm not going to say who it was. Me spending the time building the relationship with him, not asking anything from him, made him realize, oh, she's pretty cool. Send me your CV and let's see what we can do. And obviously, when you have a good CV, that will take you far, but it can only get you so far, right? Increasing your visibility, increasing your network really allows you to be able to be on the radar of some of the companies that you want. And again, if you have your own business, being able to network allows you to find, for example, joint venture partners that will help you grow your business, that will introduce you to new clients and things like that. So in my next video, I'm going to be talking about ways that you can recession-proof your career, especially if you're currently working right now, so that you avoid the cull of employees that's happening across the board right now. But at the same time, I want you to feel empowered and not be subject to the demands of a company. And know that regardless of what you're doing, what stage you are, you can take ownership and build the career that you want, be successful, regardless of what's happening with the economy. A recession does not have to define the trajectory of your career. We're not going to be using that as an excuse. We're not going to let the pandemic dictate our futures. We are going to grab it by the reins. And if you're subscribed to this channel, you will learn the exact tools that you need to do that. I've got some resources in the description box for you below. Check them out and let me know which one of these 2 skills do you think that you struggle with and you'd like to develop even further. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Toodles!